They don't know my story, they just know my sound.
Is the key to being successful in any business is making the decision and sticking with it.
I feel like I was pushed on purpose.
And I feel like I was in the birthing room.
Every single one of you have faced things in your life, have overcome things, and because of that, you have a responsibility to share your message with the world. And you have a responsibility to take those lessons that you've learned and use it to help other people.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to The Birthing Experience. I am your host, Niala Phillip, the Master Midwife, and I am extremely excited to welcome you guys to another episode. So today is Valentine's Day. So full disclosure, you are watching our episode being streamed, okay? Because of the holiday, I wanted to make sure that I didn't impose on you guys love time, okay? But we still had to make sure that we get our content in for today, okay? So we're talking about the birthing formula. We're talking about you are the missing ingredient. If you guys are here for the first time, definitely drop your name. Tell us where you're tuning in from below. Also tell us, if you're here as a replay, drop hashtag replay below and tell us that you are back, okay? So I can definitely come back and say hello to you, okay? So if you are new to the birthing experience, let me give you a quick rundown. So here at the Birthing Experience, we help coaches birth their mastery. I am the master midwife, and when you think of midwives, midwives are trained professionals that have the skills, the expertise, the resources, the knowledge, right, to help a woman through birth and through having a successful delivery. Well, me, in that same manner, have the skills, the resources, and the expertise to help you birth your mastery, okay? So what I've done is I have created a unique system called the P4 birthing system, and it is designed to help you prep, plan, push, and produce your mastery, okay? So we have episodes every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Facebook at The Birthing Experience Show. And it's all about giving you content to help you master your message, your marketing, your money, and your mindset, because it is really, really important that you have all four of those down pat if you want to get to a point where you are a master at what you do. So oftentimes people ask me, well, why did you call the show, the Birthing Experience, and why is it all about mastery? I see that you use that name a lot. And for me, the answer is that, it's so easy for us to say we're an expert, right? It's so easy for me to sit here and say, well, I'm a marketing and income strategist. I'm an expert at helping you market your message, right? But it's sometimes difficult for us coaches to get to a place where we are at mastery level, where we have found our unique, that it factor, that unique space where we can continue to educate ourselves, hone in on our expertise, and become a unique, valuable piece in the market, right? So it's one thing to have a skill, but it's another thing to master that skill and to find your own unique space, right, within that place online. And that is what we do. That is what we do, okay? So we give you content to really help you find your unique message, really help you get to that place where you know how to put your story out there, you know how to market yourself, you have the resources that you need, you are able to develop your mindset. That is what the Birthing Experience is all about, okay? So last month, we talked all about mindset. This month, we're talking all about messaging, right? So if you know someone that needs this information and you have not yet shared this out, take a moment right now to share this out, because we're talking about the birthing formula, okay? We're talking about the fact that you are the missing ingredient. You are what's missing in your business, okay? So if you know someone on your friends list who needs this information, definitely share this out, okay? So as the master midwife, what is my job? What is my job? Why do I show up here every week to give you content to help you? What is my job? My job is to ensure that you do not abort your assignment. Okay, many of you do not have what you need, so you're struggling, and every other day you're at a verge where you want to quit. And it's my job to make sure that you do not abort your assignment. It is also my job to make sure that you don't push out your purpose prematurely. Okay, so that is the reason why we give you the content. That is the reason why I'm showing up here for you, because a lot of you are pushing things out before you're ready, without the right delivery plan, without the right roadmap, without the right information, without knowing where you should be putting your money, where you should be investing, right? All of these things are important, right? And the third part of my job is really to make sure that you don't miscarry your message, because the truth is, if you continue to get to a place, if you continue to stay in a place where you're struggling, that's what's going to happen. Right? If you continue to stay in a place where you just got this burning desire to share your story, you got this burning desire to start a business, you got this burning desire to add coaching to your business, you have this burning desire to be a speaker, author, you're just burning, right? You're feeling it, but you're not getting it out there. If you don't, you'll miscarry your message. And it's my job to make sure that you don't. So that is what it's all about when you come here and you show up here with us every Thursday. It's all about helping my coaches grow their business. Now, again, if you haven't shared this out, share this out, because we're about to jump into content. One more announcement. Guys, listen, if there are ever a time where you have a question, if there's a time that you feel like there's something I really need to know, Niala touched on something I really need to know, I want you to feel okay to drop your questions below, because soon we're going to be starting our Q&A, where I'll be coming and doing extra live streams with you guys to answer your questions, okay? And as always, you can join us in the Business Loft for Coaches on Facebook. It is our private Facebook group. I do trainings every day. So if you know you need real information to help you grow your business, that is the place to be here on Facebook. All right. So let's jump in. We're talking about the birthing formula and the fact that you are the missing ingredient. Okay. So I looked up formula, right? And it says here, a formula is any fixed or conventional way to do something, right? So it's like a recipe. It's like a process. It's like a step-by-step, right? It's something that's saying, this is the set of specifications, you know, these are the steps that you need to take. This is what a formula is, right? So when you hear formula, that's what you think of: steps. A process, a system, a blueprint, a framework, some formula that's going to help me get where I'm going. A lot of you have heard, you know, the statement online, the formula to success, right? You've heard that so many times. Well, when it comes to birthing your mastery, I think oftentimes people feel that their formula is universal, right? Like they compare themselves to where other people are at, and they expect that they should be there. The formula is universal. The formula just works the same way for everyone. And I want to tell you that it really, really does not, okay? When it comes to you becoming a master at your message, when it comes to you becoming a master at your skills, becoming a master at being able to put yourself out there, you know, captivate your clients, cultivate and convert clients, when it comes to all of that, you know, it's not universal. It's not one size fits all. And in my opinion, the missing ingredient is you. So a lot of you who are struggling right now with getting your message out and with getting to a place of mastery when it comes to your skills and your story, what's happening is that you have not added the missing ingredient, which is you. Okay, so you are the missing ingredient to mastering your message. If that speaks to you, I want you to put a hashtag message below. So I forgot to say that in the beginning. If I speak to you tonight, if there's something that you hear that you're like, oh my goodness, she's definitely talking to me, I am resonating with her right now, I want you guys to just put a hashtag message below. This is how I make sure that you're still with me. This is how I make sure that I'm bringing you the right content. This is how I make sure that we increase some engagement up in here. Right? So if I'm speaking to you, just put hashtag message below. You are the missing ingredient when it comes to mastering your message, okay? And I believe that regardless if you have the right formula when it comes to using persuasive language, or if you have the right formula when it comes to your marketing strategy, if you have the right formula when it comes to, the resources you have, the tools that you have, you might have all of that. You might have all of that. But if you're still finding yourself struggling, it is because you are missing the main ingredient, which is you. Your message is not unique to you, okay? And it becomes generic. So what I'm going to talk to you guys about is 4 elements that your message must include if you want to get to a place of mastery, okay? Mastery does not happen overnight. I know for me, I started off with a message of, single mom, trying to grow her business. And, I had that message, but as I evolved, I started to really find my true purpose. I started to really hone in on what I was meant to do. So first things first is let me bust a myth, okay? Because I think what happens is sometimes people feel when it comes to their message is that you just have to you got to find the perfect one. And there's really no such thing. All right. There's really no such thing. When it comes to your message, it's just about being consistent, letting it lead you, letting your business lead you, letting your actions lead you, and then things become more clear to you. Now, me, myself, I must say, I have a gift with helping people find that unique message through listening to their stories, their experiences, doing brain dumps with them, putting together those words that's going to really help them stand out in the market. So that's a skill that I've been able to develop. But what I'm saying to you is that you can too, and it comes with time. Right? So I want to make sure that I don't sell you guys a dream and make you feel like the information I'm going to give you is automatically going to put you in mastery level, because mastery takes time. However, having these discussions and me coming and, giving you this content is what's going to help you. Okay. So let's talk about the 4 elements of your message. What needs to be included to make sure, it's not really the 4 elements of your message, but 4 elements that I believe needs to be included for you to even get to a mastery level, okay? So number 1 is pain point. Make sure you guys are taking notes. Like I always have my business loft notebook with me, always, because I do the notes. I do it here first, and then we put it in the Google Docs so it's easy for me to see while doing the show, but the notes are done, right? So make sure you guys are taking notes, because it's important that you take action. It is important that you take action. If you have not shared this out yet, share this out, because we're going to help some people, okay? All right, so let's get into it. Number 1, pain point, right? The pain point must be in your message. And I'm going to tell you what I mean. So I created a formula. It's called the Captivating Story Formula. And what it does is it helps my client take their skills, take their experiences and their lessons, put it together and create a story that enrolls their clients into their vision, right? Well, it's a 4-part formula, and one of the parts is called the whole. It's called the whole. And the reason why I called it the whole, just to give you the backstory of how that even came about, is that my family is from a town in Trinidad, and they have a place called the whole, right? And I remember when I was younger and I used to go and visit, my great grandmother would always say that we couldn't go down in the hole. And you'll always hear the stories about people, maybe down there was, criminals or a lot of murders happening, robberies happening. And my great grandmother never wanted us to go down there. It was like the place you didn't want to be, right? And I call that part of my formula the whole, because your pain point of your story is the place you didn't want to be. All right. It's the place where you felt like you hit rock bottom. It's the place right before you had your epiphany. So I want to go a little further and tell you that not everyone has a rags to riches story. Not everyone might have been on drugs. Not everyone might have, maybe been sexually abused or maybe been in an abusive relationship, right? Not everyone has been there. Some of you may have had an easy, okay life. But here's the thing. There was a time before you found out what you wanted to do, which is what you're doing right now, the message that you're sharing. There was a time before that. There was something that happened right before that light bulb went off, or you had that epiphany, or you had that vision, or you felt that kick in your belly that said you had to do something more. It is called the whole. And without that being a part of your message, you will continue to struggle to reach your people. Okay, so what I find when people come to work with me and we start digging into their story, a lot of people glaze over the pain points. They glaze over the pain points because naturally nobody wants to continue going over the pain. However, the pain is necessary. So when you think of a formula, because tonight we're talking about the birthing formula, right? When you think of the formula, I want you to compare it to a recipe, right? With the recipe, there are ingredients, right? There are ingredients. And I want you to just, let's use an example of a chicken, right? When you're cooking chicken, you have to have, number one, the chicken, but you also need all these different ingredients, the salt, the pepper, the green seasoning, the cayenne pepper, the sazon, all the things that you guys use to make your chicken, right? Now, when you taste that sazon by itself, or when you taste the cayenne pepper by itself, or when you taste the adobe by itself, right? Or whatever, all the ingredients, when you taste it by itself, it don't taste too good, right? It's kind of difficult to digest, right? However, this chicken wouldn't be so great without it. And that's how I want you to look at your pain. When you feel like you don't want to share certain things and you don't want to put certain things out when it comes to you sharing your message and your greatness with this world and really connecting with people on a deeper level, I want you to think about that. I want you to think about the fact that without your pain, you would not have been. Without being in that hole, you would not have had the experiences and the lessons that you can teach. If you're a financial coach, I love to give you guys real examples, or a health coach. If maybe you got to a place where the doctor said, listen, if you don't lose weight right now, you're not going to be here in a year. And maybe that was the moment when you realized where your life had gotten and you needed a new path. If you're not willing to share how deep you got, how depressed you got, how you felt ugly, how you didn't feel good about yourself, how it messed with your confidence, if you're not willing to share those pain points, then you're not going to be able to get your message to reach the people who you need to reach. I hope you guys are hearing me. So if I'm speaking to you, I want you to put a hashtag message. Your message must include the pain point, the struggle, the journey, right? The learning process. The pain is a part of your message. And the truth is, the pain being a part of your message is what helps you make an impact. So if someone just told you a story, they're like, oh, well, my name is so-and-so, and all of a sudden they're great, and they didn't tell you where they were before, you're not feeling them. Your pain in your message is what helps you make an impact. Okay, so again, guys, if you're now coming in, this is the Birthing Experience. I'm your host, Niala Phillip, the Master Midwife, and we're talking about the birthing formula. If you haven't taken a moment to share this out, definitely share this out. We have 3 more elements that we're going to go through. Okay, so the first one is the pain point. Make sure you guys are taking notes. Number two is the missing ingredient. Okay, and I've already established that you are the missing ingredient. I call the missing ingredient the main ingredient. Okay, the main ingredient. Your message must include the main ingredient. So let's talk about the chicken again. I don't know how I came up with this example, but let's talk about the chicken again, right? So the chicken is the main ingredient, but all the other seasonings are what we consider the active ingredients, right? So those ingredients activates the chicken, so that way it can taste good, right? So if we've established that you are the main ingredient, then your message must be the active ingredient, okay? Your message is what activates your movement. I want you guys to put a hashtag message for that one. Your message is what activates your movement. So when people think of me, you think of market your message. Niala is all about market your message, market your message. Why? Because I believe you have a story, you've been through things, you achieved some things, you've accomplished some things. I believe you have a responsibility to use that story to change other people's lives. I believe that you should stop blaming people for where you're at. You should start taking responsibility and taking massive action so you can see success, and that is my message. That is what drives me to come here every week. That is what drives me to teach you guys about finding your own message and empower you to get out there and birth what is inside of you, right? That is my message, right? But if I didn't share that message, well, not if I didn't share it, but me sharing it is what allowed me to grow a movement. Get it? Your message is what activates your movement. You are the main ingredient. Your message is the active ingredient. And that is what, when you put both of them together, that is how you activate your movement. That is how you enroll people into your vision. That is how you resonate with people. That is how you start to captivate an audience. So if you feel like you've been around on this game for a long time and you still not getting there, it's because you have not tapped into that missing ingredient, which is you. You have not tapped into that missing ingredient, which is you. That main ingredient is a part of the formula. Without it, you will continue to struggle. Okay? It's very, very important. Now, number three is the third element is your client has to be a part of this. Your client, and even deeper, how well you know them. Okay, when it comes to really crafting a message and getting to the point where it is unique to you, you're every time you open your mouth, you are getting new people in your audience. You're captivating new people. You're getting your message out. It's being clear, right? When you speak and you teach and you start to share, it's clear and people can understand the value that you bring to the market and your mission in life, your purpose in life. That is where you want to be, right? Well, your client is a big piece of that. Okay, so I want you guys to think about me. As a master midwife, I wouldn't be able to come here and do my job if I didn't know you guys so well. I wouldn't be able to think of what is the content that I'm going to bring here and I'm going to teach if I didn't take time to really get to know who my client is, which are coaches, right? It's very, very important that you understand that your client is also a part of this. So if you are out there sharing a message, but you feel like you're still not attracting the right people, people can't afford me, or people are not opening my emails, or they're not really engaging in the groups, or they're not writing me and I'm posting every day. If these are the things that are happening, it is probably because you're missing that other element, which is the client, and understanding them so clearly that when you put your messages out there, you're able to speak directly to the heart of your client. Okay, you have to understand, again, when you think of me, in order for you to trust in my ability to come here and give you content where you'll actually sit here, watch me for 30 minutes, open a notebook, take notes, I have to develop some sort of know, like, and trust, right? And I'm not going to be able to do that if I don't actually know somewhat about you guys, where you are, what you're struggling with, what you feel, what are your greatest desires, your problems, what are you trying to do, your goals, right? Because that allows me to do my job better. You got to understand your client is a big part of your message. So understanding, knowing who they are, one, and then understanding them on a deeper level is very, very important. I think a lot of people glaze over just on like demographics. So, I help women. I help moms. Well, I mean, moms is a little deeper than women, but it's still broad. It's still out there. And that is the one thing that has helped me. And that is the one thing that I have seen change with my clients is once we find their unique message and we really dig into who they are divinely aligned to work with, who they are supposed to help, who they are assigned to help, clarity comes, confidence comes, ideas comes, action comes. That's very important. Okay, so your client is another element that has to be involved there. Now, this is our last element, and then we're going to end our episode for today. Again, today is Valentine's Day, so I wanted to make sure that I brought you guys some good content, but still didn't take too much of your time. If you're loving what you're hearing and you have not shared this out yet, share this out. And if you are now joining us, hello. My name is Neala Phillip, the Master Midwife. This is the birthing experience where we help coaches birth their mastery. We're here every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, giving you content to master your mindset, messaging, marketing, and money. Okay? All right, so let's talk about the last one. The last part, the last element that needs to be involved in this formula is your message needs to be aligned and not adopted. Hashtag message. Some of you message is adopted. instead of align. And that is a problem. Okay, you have to understand that when you're in position to give birth, the expectation is what is coming out of you has to come from you. Am I right? Right? It takes 9 months. It takes blood. It takes sweat. It takes tears. It takes worry. It takes preparation. It takes planning. It takes reading, all types of stuff. It is a product of your love. It has to come from you. So when you fail to align your message with your authentic self, your authentic story, your authentic situation, then what you're doing is your message is being adopted. And you risk the appearance of your message being blah, quite frankly, right? Being artificial, being, like everyone else, right? And you are unique. There is something about you that no one else who does what you do and who shares the same type of story. There are some people that might have had the same experiences as you. Some of them, we get it. But you, being the missing ingredient, you're the one that makes your message unique. And I have to tell you that if you don't find a way to find your unique message, you'll continue to drown in the sea, and your people are not being able to find you. And then it becomes frustrating. And this is the reason why I focus on helping my clients find and market their unique message. I don't say I help you find and market your message, because you have a unique message. So if you find yourself here where when you speak and you're telling people what you do, you're maybe on live streams, you're writing, whatever it is that you're doing, if you feel like, wow, this is just sounding so generic, I know this is not me, because really and truly your gut tells you. You know when it's like, this is not it. I haven't found it. I haven't found it yet, right? If you're at that place, what's happening is your message is adopted instead of aligned. So you come in this industry, you come online, you see other people doing things, it sounds good, and you feel like if I say my stuff this way, it might work. I've been there. I can't assist what you don't admit. I've been there. Right? And I know that I had that gut feeling saying, this is not it, this is not it, this is not it. That's why I started out today telling you guys that my message actually evolved, and that's what's going to happen to you. But you have to actually first attempt to have an aligned message. This is very, very important. So it's time for you to uncover your authentic self. It's time for you to really get deep in, get in with the pain, and so you can get to a place where you give your client exactly what they need and exactly what they deserve, because I need you guys to understand that you are the missing ingredient. When it comes to this formula of success that you're looking for, there is no formula. You are the missing ingredient. Everything in your life that has happened to prepare you for right now. And everything that you might be going through right now, please understand it is to prepare and position you later. Understand that. That's the hashtag message moment right there. Every single thing about you is to prepare you where you are. You are the missing ingredient. You're the part that's missing. Start sharing your story. Start sharing the pain. Start sharing the experiences. Understand who your client is. Make sure your client is included. Whenever I'm sharing my message, I'm always making sure that I'm also including my client in their feelings. And, that's the reason why people say to me, oh my goodness, I thought you were speaking to me. Today alone, I've had over a dozen people respond to our email that went out this morning. I always feel like you're speaking to me, and this is what you want. You want your clients to be like, yes, this is the person who I want to work with. And that happens with a clear, consistent message. And you are the missing ingredient of that message. You are the one that makes that message unique. Okay, so I hope you guys have got the formula down. If you're on the replay, again, just put hashtag replay below so I can say what's up. If you're watching us live, I am definitely in the comment section, so I should be talking to you guys right now. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of The Birthing Experience. Again, if you haven't shared, share this out. Next week, we're talking about finding your it factor and milking it, honey, okay? So we're talking a little deeper on you getting that unique part of yourself that you can bring out and how to make money from it. That's what we're going to be focused on next week. So make sure you guys are locked in, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Thursday, okay? Now, I know that you guys love when I come and I give you this stuff, but I do also need you to understand that I do hands-on training on the whiteboard. I do money trainings where I give you, we just started something called Invasion of Profits in our Facebook group where I'm giving you guys full marketing and sales strategy. We're getting ready to start a brand new challenge on Monday where I'm teaching you guys how to put together a high converting challenge. So if you're not in our group and you're only here on the Birthing Experience page, or maybe watching this somewhere else, you need to be in the Business Law for Coaches because you are definitely missing out, okay? I'm going to leave the link somewhere here, for you guys, all right? So again, I want to thank you so much for joining me. Happy Valentine's Day. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful night, and I'll see you guys next week, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This has been the Birthing Experience.